in the past, I had a more narrow perspective of what Blackness looks like, because we know that we develop our perspective, worldview, even cultural view from how we're raised,
Right.
what we see. And if you're not exposed to a different type of Blackness, then you only see it as one way. Like, okay, girl, like you said, they saying this is Black. Oh, I fit in here.
Yeah.
I understand that part. So I've been working towards, even now, right, when I see something that does not look immediately like I think it should look, checking the thought around, but why?
Right. Like, why am I saying that's ghetto?
Right, exactly. Why am I saying that's ghetto, or why am I saying that's not Black enough?
Right.
You know what I mean? And understanding, like, we all are here having such a unique, different experience, and Blackness does show up in so many different ways. And like you mentioned, you know, your Black experience is your Black experience. There's no way to act Black if you are Black. You just are Black. That's it. So yeah, I'm just making sure that I check myself when thoughts come up about like, when I'm comparing it, when I truly am holding a measuring stick to what's the standard?
Right.
What do we say Black is? And being open to the true spectrum. I think we, a lot of times within the community, want to tell people on the outside of the community, Black is a monolith. I mean, Black, we're not a monolith. We are so different. But then when we get inside the community, we do expect it to be a monolith.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, this is what Blackness looks like. And if you're not meeting this standard, then you're not Black.
You're quite right.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
So as a people, I'm in here too.
Right.
We have to hold space for all of us.
Yeah.
And understand that they Black might not look like yo Black, but it doesn't mean anything that it's right or wrong or different. You know, it's just different.
Right. So acknowledging that, how we show up in our Blackness, our full Blackness in spaces where we feel like we can show up that way. When do you feel like you've had to show up palatably Black?
Listen, child, I don't want nobody to drag me, but I got to call a spade a spade.
When do you feel like you've had to maybe go on the other end of the spectrum?
Listen, I'm going to keep it to Virgil's. Obviously, I feel like most of us are having our experiences where we have to show up palatably Black in the corporate space, right?
For sure.
In your white man gig. But I'm going to take it outside of there. And y'all know I am a proud soror, AKA baby. But I will be honest, I feel like during the interest phase and the rush process, I had to show up palatably Black. Y'all, that is a tongue fucking twister.
It is. It's when you put Black behind it.
God, you know what I'm saying? I had to show up that kind of Black. On my campus. Now, I'm not going to speak for all sororities. I'm not going to generalize sororities. I'm not even going to generalize mine. I'm speaking specifically to my campus, my grad advisor, and my experience. So, soror, stand with me in the name of Ethel.
We're with you.
Please. But my grad advisor, she definitely had a standard, a perception of what Black looked like for her for this particular experience. She was looking for a certain type of Black woman, girl, to join this chapter. And I think that because I had tattoos, I didn't meet her standards of Blackness, and I feel like I had to show up even more refined, okay, because sororities and fraternities are giving very much so Jack and Jill. It's an adult Jack and Jill. So I had to show up being different from myself, you know what I mean? Like my tattoos, for her, made me seem like I was ghetto. You know, like, ooh, you don't deserve to be here amongst us.
Right.
You don't deserve here to be amongst us. And I feel like that was a very hard time for me. It was a hard time for me trying to understand why, if we all are here Black women.
Are you giving me smoke? Why is it smoke?
Why is it smoke? And you an older Black lady, you should be acting like a auntie or a grandma. And welcoming me into the fold. I had to slow down. Welcoming me into the fold.
Right.
You know, I'm like, why am I in conflict with this fucking lady? I'm not even going to call her what I want to call her. A child of God. Why am I in conflict with her? You know what I mean? And I feel like in that time, I did have to show up as like, see me as a good Black.
Yeah.
You know, and it was hard. It was hard. I will say it was hard.
That's a lot.
Girl.
Especially
but I made it to the other side.
Especially when you're amongst your own.
I'm like, girl, what's up? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
What about you? When have you had to show up palatably Black?
Girl, when have I not? That is the real question. Definitely at work in corporate spaces, especially at my current job. I am the only black woman on my team, the only black woman that I communicate with throughout the company. It is a lot. I definitely don't feel like I can show up in my full blackness for obvious reasons because the corporate structure doesn't allow for that.
Right.
That's scary, you know? So I've had to show up in that way. But another way that I found myself showing up that kind of shook me because it was so different for me was when I was dating this guy. So he was black, but he had a lot of friends who had significant others who weren't black. So whenever we would go like hang out with them on couples outings or group outings, I found myself feeling like I had to be palatably, goddamn, palatably black because of the difference in culture. You know what I'm saying? The conversations were different. The questions that they were asking me were stuffy as fuck. The activities that we were doing were different. Once we went on a scavenger hunt, y'all.
Lord, she hated this.
You would have too.
Oh, I already know I would have, girl. I know I would have had to sit it out.
We went on a scavenger hunt and I just felt completely disconnected. One, because the activity was different. The group was different. And then the things that we were hunting for,
the questions.
I'm like, what the hell? What?
Girl.
The activities were different. The energy was different. And I felt like I just could not show up as myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't because they didn't get it. I didn't feel comfortable. And it was just weird as fuck for me. It really was weird because I've never been in that situation. I felt like I was code switching in my personal life, which I never do. At work, it's expected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm at work, I already know the vibes of a corporate setting. It's like, okay, I get it. But in that instance, it was so weird for me because I've never had to code switch in a romantic relationship setting. You know what
Did he speak AAV?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
around his friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was still different,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
Like dropping some of the AAVE here and there versus really like
talking that shit.
It's like saying, hey, how are you? Versus what's up, my nigga? Like, you know?
Or what's up with it?
What's up with it? Like,
Yeah.
I could not say what's up with it. It's like, I did not feel like I could say what's up with it.
Oh my God.
If I would have said what's up with it, they would have been like,
What?
With
what?
So, girl, like, I really felt like a shell of myself. And I was like, ugh, I don't like this. I didn't like how that felt for me. And it really was making me feel like, for many reasons, that relationship dismantled for other reasons. But that was making me feel like there was a disconnect.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm like, the way you and your friends get down is not the way me and my friends get down. I remember once we were at a park and the activities that we were doing, like we were doing
cornhole. Listen. No tea, no shade on the cornhole, but baby, we don't play that. Bring the cards out. You know we playing spades. Where the dominoes?
We were doing like
where the Uno cards?
Girl, we were doing the cornhole, and then some of the conversations, like I know one of the conversations I was having with one of the girls, we were just talking about dogs. And you already know how I get down with the small talk. I said I can't talk about it. Sadly, her dog had cancer.
Aww.
And I get
it.
It
truly is different. It's truly
It was
different.
just so different. It just felt laborious. I didn't feel like I was out having a good time with the homies. You know, we're out on the weekend. We turning up. We catching up. Whatever. I just felt like I was literally working. It felt taxing. I'm like, what the fuck? This is not a good time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm showing up as myself. I feel like I have to be palatable. One of the guys was like, so are you working in law? I'm like, I don't work in law. I have a podcast. It's called the Black Girl Bravado.
What's up?
And I work in HR. And he was like, oh, the Black Girl Bravado. What's that about?
Lord.
I'm like, bruh.
Now I gotta go explain.
Or brother.
Brother. Yeah, brother.
What is shit?
So.
That didn't feel good to me. That made me, and I really was like trying to reconcile how it's feeling. Like, okay, should I just show up fully black and just say fuck it?
Asses?
Or what do I do? You know?
Right.
I had to show up as the majority in that setting. That's how it feels. When you're showing up palatably black, it's like in spaces where you feel like you're the minority and you have to adapt to what the majority
Which kills me because truly, we are the only people who have to honestly, I don't want to say we're the only people. I'm going to speak from my personal experience. I feel like I'm the only person when I'm in a space that has to do this. Damn. Why do I have to show up and adjust and bend and damn. I just want to be myself. I just want to be myself. I just want to be my black ass self 100% of the time. And I can say I am with a non-black romantically. My partner's not black. He's Colombian. But what I appreciate so much is I am my full black ass self 100% of the time. My family are they full black ass selves. My friends are they full ass black ass selves. And I never feel like he doesn't get it. Not that I feel like he's like having a black experience.
Right.
But he's like, yeah, I get, you know?
Because he
tapped into the culture.
That part.
Tapped in.
He's tapped into the culture. He's a DJ. He loves soul music. Like he's tapped in. He works with people that are black. Like he's been tapped into the culture for a minute now.
Right.
So you feel like you can show up.
And he gets it. Like I could speak AAVE and he's not like, wait, what did you say?
Right.
I'm just talking in my damn house. I'll be like, yeah, and then this nigga did this.
Right.
Not that he could say, he could never. And
he knows.
Yeah. He knows. He doesn't even try.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I can't because I'm with him. Because when I'm with my friends or my family and we want to talk casually, I don't want to modify my language so that he feels comfortable.
And that's how I felt.
It's just like, nah, you got to get in here and adjust because we gonna say what we want to say.
I had to modify.
There's no modifications.
When I was hanging out with his friends, and I'm like, bruh, this is not it.
Yeah.
It was not it for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do the palatable in a relationship.
That's just wild as fuck.
I just can't. I'm already doing that work for my check.
Right.
I can't do it.